I'm not living like a caveman. I feel like it's glamping more than camping, really. Yeah, I love it so much. Like, I honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made. I can bring home wherever I am as well. Like, no matter where I am, I've just always got home with me. Anytime I've shared about the cats, like, it is the question that I get asked the most about. They didn't really have a choice in the matter. This is our home. Yeah, this is our home, so come in. The ties. I pulled the floor from beneath my feet. I sowed the seeds to make space for new crops to grow on land that I'm creating.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're meeting up with Troi, a musician living full-time in a van.
It's really nice and cozy on the inside, and she lives in there with 2 cats, so stick around to see how she makes it work. And let us know in the comments what you think. We hope you enjoy the video. Back to it.
Walk the land of this past. I'm Troi, and I'm a musician, folk singer-songwriter, and I live in my van with my 2 cats. I've been living in the van for about a year now, and I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, I guess I was living in a house and I was working in marketing. I remember like trying to climb that ladder of being like, yeah, okay, I'll get this job and then I'll like climb up the ladder. And I just remember having a conversation with a friend at New Year's, and she was like, look, your career is always going to be there, but what won't be there is like your youth and your ability to travel right now. And I was like, that's so true. So I basically decided to go on a 6-month solo trip to Asia. That was like really amazing because I think it also allowed me to like take that big step, cut all the ties and like go on a big adventure, build a lot of confidence in myself. Obviously got the travel bug and then also just saw lots of people live in lots of different ways. I kind of also realized this is like perfect for my music because on the road people want entertainment. I can give them the entertainment, so it kind of went hand in hand. When I came back home, I just like had it in my head. I was like, I need to just keep traveling with my music. And obviously I'd watched a lot of van videos at that point, and I was like, right, this is happening. I remember sitting my parents down like, I'm getting a van. And they were like, I'm not sure. Like they were like, right, you've got to think about the practical solutions and like the logical things. And I was like, I know that there'll be practical, logical things I've got to consider, but let's just do it and we'll figure it out as it happens. And they got on board and were very supportive of me, which was great. And I did it, and here I am. This is my tiny home, a Renault Master 2008 long wheelbase. So it used to be a minibus. I did originally get it partially converted, but then kind of redone it and made it my own, basically. When I say I, like my uncle did do quite a lot of the work. So I wanted to have enough space to fit my cats and also to be able to, yeah, like store all of my things. Oh, that's good timing. And also my music equipment. I've got like big speakers and stuff like that, and like all my guitar and all of the stuff to like set up when I'm doing a gig. So that was an important factor when I thought about the size of it as well. So I have a wood burner, so I've got a chimney basically, and a solar panel which runs my fridge, all my electrics and my diesel heater and just everything really. And
How much solar is that?
12 volts. So I actually deliberately wanted a van with windows because I had a fear that if I didn't have any windows, I'd feel really claustrophobic. And I really loved the idea that like if I was parked up and I had a really beautiful view, depending on what side I'm parked, I can just open the blinds and I just have this panoramic view around me. So this is the back of the van. I think it's pretty obvious that it's a camper. From the sides, it's obviously got blinds and it's obviously got the wood burner at the top. And I haven't had any issues. It's my garage. This is where it doesn't open and everything falls out. This is just one of my blinds for the window. This has magnets, which obviously this is metal. And then it just kind of stays on like that. Hello. So this is my garage. This is loads of stuff under here really. A lot of it's music stuff. I've got some wood as well for my wood burner and fire pit and things. So here's my electrics, and this is like what will link up to my solar panel and everything to make everything work and I guess stores all of the energy. The curtains are a new addition from when it became winter, just for like extra kind of coziness. I think it does like add to the coziness in there though, because like again, you kind of just feel like you're not in a vehicle, you're just kind of like snug. That's for like if I wanted to hook it up to an electrical system if I was camping, I guess. I never use it, never used it ever. This is LPG. It's really good actually. So I have a gas cooker and an oven. I have a massive LPG gas tank, which is really great because it lasts for ages and I can just fill it up from the outside. I think I paid like £20 to like fill the entire tank. It lasts me like 3-4 months, like it lasts so long. Do you know like everyone has that room in their house that like you put all of your storage in and then you close the door and then you forget that it exists and like everything else looks neat and you just like forget that all of that exists? That's this space for me. So I got like my washing in there, my laundry and like an extra bin for like recycling things, and it becomes like a wardrobe, chairs, like whatever can fit in there, cat litter, cat biscuits, just, but you would never know inside the cab, so it's all good. I knew when I was going into this that I was gonna have to like live a more simple life that was less materialistic, and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to splash out on like fancy hotels and stuff. But like for me, that wasn't what was important. I just love being in nature. I love being able to just park up and have the most beautiful view and just like travel and experience things more simply. And that to me was more important than the material things. So I knew that if I couldn't financially be like super wealthy, then that was okay, and it was worth the kind of peaks and troughs of it. And I still definitely stand by that. Yeah. It's definitely a cheaper way of life. Yes, things will go wrong with the van sometimes, so you know you've got to consider maybe doing that. But otherwise, it's just food, petrol, depending on how far you want to go, and that's it. I get to live a slower pace of life. I do think before I lived in van life, I was constantly like on the go, and I was always moving from one thing to another thing, doing this, doing that. And I do feel like now that, I think because obviously I work for myself doing music as well, I just get to travel and like park up and just spend like some time here, and it just feels like a slower pace of life. It's just nicer, and it's just so much more stress-free, and I just get to be closer to nature. It's just like living a little like magical fairy tale childhood dream, I don't know. Yeah. Cats is a good topic. Anytime I've shared about the cats, like it is the question that I get asked the most about. They didn't really have a choice in the matter. When I wanted to do van life, I thought I really want them to live with me, but I didn't know if that was going to be possible. I kind of went into it going, let's not make assumptions that it's not going to work. Let's just try things, and if they're really, really not happy, then I will think of another solution and I have to like reconsider, but I wanted to test it first. And now I can literally just leave the door open and they just go wandering. I've got Pluto, who's basically a dog cat. We go on walks and they follow me, and we'll just go to a park and they just follow me, and then they just like run around in a field and they look so happy, and then like I go back to the van and they just follow me back to the van, and I'm like, what is that? They've been so great, and I'm really lucky. I don't know if all cats could be able to do that, but I am glad it's worked out, so yeah. This is our home. Yeah, this is our home, so come in. So my water's under here. I think it's 25 litres of water, works fine for me. And I've got a waste water tank as well, which, yeah, that's kind of things go into there. And then when I'm at a place that I can kind of empty it, then I'll empty that. Yeah, there's a couple of switches on the side, one for the water, and then there's one that kind of helps to empty the waste water. I don't drink this one. I tend to like have a separate bottle specifically for drinking, because sometimes I'll get water from random places and I'll fill it up at like some lake or something, and it's not always guaranteed that it's going to be okay. So just to be on the safe side, I keep them separate. This is my shoe rack and my slipper rack with all my fun slippers and shoes. I've got storage up there. This is where like all my fluffy jumpers go. And I've got some switches. These are lights. Most of them turn these up ahead lights on. There's some that are a bit brighter there, but they take a bit more energy, so I don't tend to use that one. So I paid £9 for the van, which was already partially converted. So in the end, like most of the work was just kind of woodwork and design stuff. I really wanted to put all of this there so that when I'm in this space, it doesn't really feel too much like I'm in a van, but it also allows me to kind of go in and out from the cab section. And obviously, me and my friend Mia painted this amazing art piece on the door, which I love. It's like one of my favorite features.
So does that door slide?
Yeah. You want me to slide it, don't you? So this is my drinking water, and I've got like cat food, got some beers for the festival. As I said, it's like that room in your house that just like, yeah, you just put things in and then you forget about it. It's my sink. And then this is storage underneath here, access to the water and stuff underneath, and then like just toothbrush, kind of just bathroom essentials. I've got my diesel heater under there, which I just fill up from the passenger's door, and then that kind of is like quick heat, whereas that's a bit longer, I suppose. Fridge, great. It's got a little freezer section. It's just the best thing ever. This is kind of like a cool box. It's just for things that kind of don't need to be in the fridge, but like probably need to be a bit cool. And then yeah, storage. So I've got like plates and bowls, mugs and stuff up there. I can definitely like cook and do everything like a normal kitchen. I've cooked fish pies, I've cooked roasted vegetables. I've got obviously pots and pans if I want to do a stir fry, do my rice. I'm not living like a caveman. Like I feel like it's glamping more than camping, really. Yeah. This is my wood burner. My beloved wood burner, who has been a lifesaver during the winter. So it takes half an hour to like really heat up the whole place, but it is more long lasting, whereas the diesel heater, it holds the heat for a little bit, but not as long as that really. So this is a skylight, but it doesn't open. So it's mostly just for light, which is great because the more light, the better for me really. This is chill-in seating area. I've got like a fun little table here, which kind of pulls out. So this is where I'd have my breakfast or my dinner if I'm sitting in the van. This is like mostly clothes, trousers. This is one of those misc drawers. Otherwise it's like storage. So I've got clothes under there, and then I've got a toilet under here, and the ability for a shower, although I hardly ever use it. So this is the routine. So in the bottom there's a waterproof basin, and then I have like a bucket that I would fill up with water, get it to like a nice warm temperature. And then I've got this. Basically this hooks up like here, and then the other part goes into the bucket. I do have a shower curtain, which basically I've got hooks, so then I have to like hook it from here, and then it kind of like you put it into the basin, so obviously water doesn't go everywhere. I find it easier just to like go to a swimming centre or a gym, just pay for a day pass. It's doable, it just takes time, and you know, when you just want to shower, you just want to shower. All of the wood is plywood, so what I did was got wood stain. You can still kind of see that it's wood, and you kind of get the texture from it, but it kind of has deepened the colour and made it a bit more earthy and more grounding, which I really wanted, like a grounded sort of earthy kind of space, I suppose. If we could just take my insides and just throw them up all over the wall, I think it's just an expression of myself, which makes sense because, you know, I'm an expressive person, I'm a musician, of course I'm going to be creative and make it as aesthetically pleasing as I could. This is my cozy bed. It's like a little, like a nook of just coziness. Having the partitions, I think, kind of creates it into kind of like two separate rooms, which is quite nice. I sleep this way because I'm small and I can fit widthways in the van. You're seeing it in the daytime, but at night time, like it's like a whole other experience because I love fairy lights, and I just like switch all my fairy lights on like here, and it just becomes like really kind of like golden and like cozy. It's just it's a whole different vibe. I love it.
Are you happy with this van and how you've got it set out?
I love it so much. Like it was the best decision I've ever made. I love it. Like it makes me feel so happy to be in the van. I can bring home wherever I am as well. Like no matter where I am, I've just always got home with me.
Would you recommend this lifestyle to people?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, if it's your thing, obviously. Like I do, like it's not everyone's thing. I grew up camping. Like I grew up going to folk festivals. Yeah, so I grew up going to folk festivals my whole life, from literally the year I was born. So I've always done a lot of camping. So to me, like, it feels just natural and normal to live this way. people say to me, I love what you're doing, I wish I could do that, but I just can't. To be fair, I'm sure there's lots of reasons that people wouldn't be able to do it, and I do feel really lucky that I have the ability to do this and live this life. But I also do think there's like a big leap of faith just going for it and trying it and knowing that if it doesn't work out, it's okay, you can always change your mind. But if it's something that just keeps calling you and just keeps being something that's present, like I really just feel like this is what I need to do and want to do, but there just seems to be like, I don't know, sometimes it's just it's like getting tunnel vision and going, I'm just going to do it, and kind of putting blinkers on and kind of having to block the world out, because I do think there's a lot of people's fears and projections that people will kind of put on you of their own fears about it, and like that can get into your head. So I have had to block that out and just tunnel vision it and go, I've got to try it, do you know what I mean? And if it doesn't work, then that's okay. Future wise, I'm going with the flow, but I'm loving it at the moment, so I can't see myself not wanting to continue doing van life. I would like to do like some other big trips again, maybe do like van life in New Zealand or something would be amazing. But overall, like it's just, I'm loving it. So until the point where I don't love it anymore, or maybe buy like land, but I don't know, yeah, like right now it's just, this is it. Living van life as a musician, it's perfect timing for me. Like it feels like everything has just aligned exactly at the right time, because I've been working on an album for like the last year, and then also the van was getting done up and being renovated. And like now I'm in the full swing of doing van life, and I'm getting booked for different festivals, but it's perfect because I'm also releasing this album this year, and I'm like starting to like release singles from the album. But it's perfect because it almost feels like I've just somehow managed to create myself a little tour where I'm touring this album at exactly the perfect time. I don't know, so it all just is like, wow, how did that happen? But I'm here for it. So if people want to find my music online, typing in my name, Troi Parker Roth, or my website is troimymusic.co.uk. Yeah, Instagram, Spotify, like YouTube, yeah, all of the platforms really. I hope you've loved my van as much as I do, and please do check out my music, and I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. The ties. I pulled the floor from beneath my feet, sowed the seeds to make space.
All right guys, thanks for tuning in there, and a big thanks to Troi for sharing a story with us and showing us around the van.
Make sure to follow Troi on the socials, and also check out her music. It's so good. We've been listening to it non-stop, and all the details for that will be down, linked in the description below. And we hope that you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more content like this, then make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.
I traveled sea. This is Space to Sail. I actually wrote the song just before I decided to start van life. It's kind of like looking into the future and hoping it'll work out, and that like chasing my dreams and like doing this is all possible, and that hopefully at one point, once it's all done, I'll have the van and I'll look back at the journey and everything I've created, and I'll just be so happy that I've achieved it. So yeah, it feels really great for me now that I've done it and I'm playing the song, and yeah, it's here. So it's happened.